the radio.
Funny you should say that. I've googled giblets. Spit a thought for these two groups of people today. Home burglars.
Oh, they've
been rendered useless for 3 months. They've tried up.
Shoplifters as well. They've had a hard time.
Yeah. Think of them.
I wonder whose side he's going to be on. I wonder.
All the stuff that's not for broadcast. This is Not the Radio. With Dylan Evans and Graeme Smith.
We're on.
Yes, here we go.
Somehow again.
Yes, hello and welcome back to Not the Radio with me, Dylan Evans.
And me, Graeme Smith. Hello.
We're back. We made it back.
I don't know how.
I don't know how myself.
Very nearly.
Just about made it back for week 2.
Very nearly didn't. It was a mad one, wasn't it? We just came in here thinking, we'll just have a go at this, and then
whatever happens, happens.
And it
That's almost the beauty of it. We don't know. I don't know. Let's see.
Let's see what happens today.
Go ahead.
We've had a bit of a think about it anyway.
A loose thing.
You can hit us up if you want, can't you? Not the Radio podcast on Insta. We're there. Not the Radio on TikTok.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Mr. Graeme Smith on Twitter. Mr. Dylan Evans on Twitter. We'll get back to you. You know
we genuinely will.
We're all right.
And all the social channels as well. Just get on them.
This week, Dill.
Oh, go on.
Should we start off?
He's got something.
We've got something.
We've got one.
Thank God. We've got a topic. Right. Gogglebox. No, it's a story from 2014.
But now?
Yeah, but I was clickbaited into it and I was like, oh, this is news.
Go on.
Basically, Steph and Dom, you know them?
No.
They know the posh ones, the proper Tory ones.
They live in Sandwich.
I love the name of that place.
Sandwich.
I know someone who lives there.
That posh.
Sandwich.
I'd have to call that Butty.
Yeah.
If I lived there and everyone go, why are you calling it that?
Right, so I think
Butty.
Well, they live in Sandwich or Butty.
Butty.
In Kansas, he said.
Yeah.
And they it said, these are swingers.
Okay.
They've had, and I love this.
I believe that.
Romps. You believe that? Why?
Well, if there was anyone on Gogglebox that were going to be,
they look it, don't they?
I don't know. Is it offensive to call someone a swinger?
Don't know.
We'll find out. They look like swingers a bit. Carry on.
There's been romps in their house still.
Romps.
Now, romps are like a tabloid newspaper version of sex, aren't they? Where you just sort of
romp.
Oh, they had a romp, and you're like,
I'm going to romp you in a minute.
Have you ever romped?
Not romped, no.
Anyway,
I've tried. I'm really bad. Don't try and romp. What happened when these romped? Who were they romping with?
Well, it was like a sex club, a sex society.
It's come here this quick this week.
We started off serious.
We
said make people think it's going to be a serious thing. Wheel them in.
Okay.
Then get them with the clickbait.
With the swingers. Go on.
So anyway, they were accused of being swingers in 2014. And on the story it said they had off-camera romps. And I was
Why do you have to say off-camera?
Well, I want the on-camera romps.
But isn't most romping off-camera? It just seems weird to specify what 99.9% of romping is. Carry on.
Bit of a mess up on the Gogglebox team part if they go and cut to you now when they're there. Mid gangbang. All the plastic sheets down.
They went on this week.
So I was clickbaited into clicking on a story from 2015 there. And I thought, this is masquerading as news.
Okay.
This is masqueraded as news.
Absolutely.
And I just thought, this is mad. They were called Killing Kittens, by the way, the sex club. There's a website. I'm going to show you Killing Kittens.
You don't have to, but...
No, I'm going to.
You don't have to.
I'm going to tell you what they've got. I'll just turn these around so you can see them.
Well, I'll just read them out.
You read them out.
Sensual dance.
Sold out.
Sold out?
Women only.
So is this at their house?
No, this is just what Killing Kittens do that hired the house. They paid 1,700 quid Killing Kittens to have a sex party at Steph and Dom's house.
I don't think I'd be keen for hiring me out. So
1,700 quid for the night.
No, it's
why?
Because I'd be looking in every room thinking
stains.
Romped in here. There's stains there. Romp stinks in here. It's gonna stink in here for ages.
We've got it. Steph and Dom.
Oh yeah.
This is the maddest thing. So they denied being involved in the sex party. Dom said,
"Oh, go on."
That his giblets, and he used the term giblets,
he didn't.
are for his wife's eyes only.
Giblets?
That sounds wrong to me. Speaking to your magazine in 2015, Dom said, fundamentally, hand on heart, We are not swingers. I have no desire to get my giblets out in front of anyone except my wife. So this is a man describing his own genitals as giblets. What do they look like?
Not great.
Isn't giblets what you say? That's not usually used on a man.
I thought giblets was the insides of like a chicken in there.
Funny you should say that. I've Googled giblets. I'm not going to get it on the screen.
Funny you should say that. I've Googled giblets.
This is what he describes his genitalia as. And this is technically it.
What are they?
Giblets is a culinary term for the edible offal of a fowl. Typically including the heart, gizzard, liver, and other organs. A whole bird from a butcher is often packaged with the giblets, sometimes sealed in a bag within the body cavity.
Giblets. Got loads of my giblets. Don't want any giblets by any chance this evening, do you, dear?
Wow. Yeah, Dom said, we get a lot of group bookings where people take over the whole place. 99% of the time, they're for golfing parties. It's just that 1% of the time, Dill.
I don't believe that for a second.
Nah, I don't.
Because also, what's a golfing party? That just sounds like the easiest lie ever. A golf party?
Mad.
Yeah.
That 1% throwing the sex event at Steph and Dom's house. And then if they're there, which they're not, they're saying, but if they were there, does that mean Dom is going to get his horrible chicken gizzard cock out? That's what he described it as, hasn't he? And I mean that with love. This is your words only. I'm just looking into your words. And I love that they said it was off camera, and there we go.
So what was this about Ann Summers? Their records what are the record sales? You said something mad through the week.
Yeah, gone up.
Up by what? What is it? Because this is
a percent.
It wasn't just because I thought, okay, maybe it's went up maybe 100%. There's like double the activity of, what was it specifically? It was
900%.
Role-playing outfits have
900%.
went up 900% during lockdown. So people are really vouching for the role-playing side of things, aren't they? Which I looked on the site.
Just to see. Have you ever role-played?
No. I can't imagine
anything worse. What does it mean to you? Just before you...
Weird acting, awkward. I can't think who it would be more awkward with. Somebody like new that you've never met before, or somebody you've been where I couldn't like not laugh.
It's Amdram, isn't it? It's like local panto, but yeah.
Local panto.
Local panto.
Yeah, and the outfits don't make any sense.
They are local panto.
Policewoman, maid, nurse, the key workers. All your key workers mostly.
Bus drivers and
train drivers.
People who work on oil rigs.
Lollipop ladies.
It's just mad stuff, really. Are they key workers? Would you like to know, so we're talking about here from a heterosexual point of view.
Go on.
But we've got to balance it out for our gay consumers. Would you like to see what constitutes role play for the gay community? Would you like it on the screen, or do you want me to read it? Just read it out.
Can you read them?
I can read these.
Can you please read them out?
There we go.
Yes, I want to be able to envision. I want my own head to figure these ones out.
Okay.
So go on. What are the? Because the main ones in heterosexual role play do tend to be your key workers and stuff, don't they?
Mm-hmm. These are a million miles away.
Okay, like what?
Number one, construction workers.
Yeah, I get that.
What's it say?
The obvious one.
Right, that was mad. Sports teammates, second. I know I can get my head around that.
Depends what sport. Polo.
Croquet.
Is it all on horses, isn't it? It's not as sexy.
Frat boys. Right. Too weird to read. Mate, honestly.
Go on.
That shouldn't be on there.
Whoa.
That's fucking mad.
Oh my God.
That's fucking mad. Pup and handler. What about that one?
What?
Pup and handler.
Puppet? What?
You're gonna love this.
Puffin handler?
Pup. Like a Leo, I'll show you the picture.
I think you mentioned the animal, a puffin. I was like, that's the nichest thing ever. A zookeeper. Exclusively for puffins.
Look at this.
Graeme, this is the weird pup. Oh, pup and handler.
Yes, so like someone who handles a small dog. Kitty and cat owner.
What's the next one? Fish. Fish owner and fish. You're just in the bath.
Pony and rider. Pig and farmer. Beta pup and alpha pup. I don't get that. Slave and master. Doctor and patient. Soldier and drill sergeant. Ransom, victim and kidnapper.
Whoa.
Not reading the other one. There's another fucking weird one.
Go on.
That's not... I don't even want that read out on here. And that's me. Mainstream forum. Merman and fisherman. That's a common fantasy of mine. I like to think imagine going on that one fishing trip.
And there's a merman.
The merman.
A nice merman.
Yeah, and at the end when you finish, you throw him back in.
Yeah. Like a rugby ball.
In your fuck.
Well, yeah.
Another one.
I hate this.
So it's porn star and director.
It just made me feel weird.
That involves Father Christmas.
Santa and Naughty. Oh, okay.
It's disturbing.
No, it did. I would
like just like so. You've seen ansummers.co.uk.
Yeah. You could just hear the dread in my voice. I know. I'm just gonna get shown something here that will.
So this is a mainstream. This is the mainstream one.
Yeah.
For men.
Okay.
And there's.
Well, this is this. I said I want to, be more in tune with all this. That's a good one. Says Spunk, big writing.
What is it?
What is it? Okay. Personal lubricant. Yep. Okay. Good name.
So these are the. I don't even know what you do with half these things.
Just a lot of abs on this site, isn't
Yeah, but the one thing, a lot of stuff with no bum in it.
No.
Now in everyday life,
no. Oh, is in on the pants. There's actual no.
There's no arse on these.
And they cost that much.
£24.50.
I sound like me dad talking about ripped jeans. You pay for them being ripped. You pay for them with no arse. You pay more for that.
Remember what we talked about on the show last week? We talked about Black Lives Matter.
Oh yeah, we talked. I feel quite sorry for
what?
Do you know what? Through all of COVID-19 and then through all of the Black Lives Matter protests and stuff, I feel really sorry for lots of people, Graeme. I just hear it out, everybody at home, for a bit of thought for these two groups of people today. Home burglars.
Oh, their business.
They've been rendered useless for 3 months. They've tried all. They're in.
Shoplifters as well. They've had a hard time.
Yeah.
Think of them.
And old racists as well.
They've had the hardest of times.
I feel really sorry for them, because think for the last 3 months they've been told, you're too weak. You stay indoors at all costs. Dead annoyed.
While
and then
you've been
after all
indoors.
this, we've went, all your opinions are absolutely disgusting and we hate you. So they're having a torrid time. So think about the burglars and the old racists through all of this.
So not soft-aled racists. What about soft-aled gets?
Soft-aled gets?
Soft-aled gets.
Well, if I think of just one soft-aled get, straight away, Peter Shilton.
Peter Shilton! You can't say that.
He's been the softest, aldest of gets.
Peter Shilton OBE, record 125 England caps, 1,005 league games, 1,387 world record, most competitive games. For all booking inquiries, contact 0771. Oh no.
Is this his thing? Is that his Twitter bio?
That's his Twitter bio now.
Yeah, so he took to Twitter this week and basically said that we voted this government in on a democracy. If you don't like it, go and live elsewhere. Which I always love as a sort of, so we can't say anything now for 5 years. How is that a democracy? And also
Fingers
like
on
this,
lips.
he was like clapping back to them. As in like he was responding aggressively. And he was saying stuff like, I've got an OBE. Where are your honours? And stuff like that. And I remember thinking, I was like, oh, you're just a bit of a blade, you aren't you?
You are.
Which is sad. But I don't like people exposing themselves of being racist idiots and stuff. But I've sort of liked this the last few weeks because it's shown a lot of, oh, you're a bit of a closet racist.
It's done the job for you.
It has. It really has. All of the All Lives Matter stuff really helped shine a light on those like that, I think.
Without a doubt. We're not singling out Peter Shilton. He's not the only soft-aled guest. He's not the only soft-aled guest.
There's been so many soft-aled guests. The loads have been getting offended by the most minor of things. One of them being Amazon, right?
Go on, what happened there?
Amazon, I think this was last Monday, put all over, just the top of the banner on Amazon, Black Lives Matter, we stand with the black community. That's what it said. Nothing massive, but for the amount of people that go on Amazon and stuff, it's quite a big gesture on their behalf to an extent. People were fuming. People would email, get this off. All lives matter kind of people. And unbelievably, some racist woman obviously got really, really upset and sent a big, aggressive email to Amazon saying, get that off now. This is disgusting, the fact you're standing with them, blah, blah, blah. And she got an email back, right, from Jeff at Amazon. Nice big worded thing.
The richest man in the world.
That's probably ever existed.
Yeah.
Certainly on his way to be there. And he said, absolutely not, shut up. But imagine getting an email, right, from, Jeff at Amazon. And it was set to be trillionaire Jeff Bezos.
It'd be mad, wouldn't it? But I like that he's done that and gone, do you know, if you don't like that, don't shop on Amazon. And then your options now are limited to
absolutely nothing. And then it was the more I was thinking about that, I was thinking it's people like your Jeff Bezos that run the world more so than governments and stuff, I think. They're your big, big, big dogs. I think I think there's a handful of companies you could probably name, or a handful of certain individuals that own companies that are above governments now, untouchable. And I think Jeff Bezos is one of them. Another one is Tim Cook and Apple.
Of course.
The first one, so this was a story, I was reading up on it this week. It was a couple of years ago now, the CIA or the FBI, one of them, were trying to investigate a terrorist's phone. They got hold of a terrorist's phone and they said to Apple, can you decrypt this? Can you decode this? We need to get into this phone. And Apple were going, absolutely not. We do that. We sort of broke every privacy rule and then we end up on a slippery slope.
Privacy is the biggest thing at the moment, isn't it? People are frightened of the governments having access to stuff.
Yeah, so Apple kept going, absolutely not, we're not decrypting this terrorist's phone. And the FBI and the CIA kept pushing, saying, are you almost sympathising with terrorists? Why don't you do this? And Apple responded, right, by saying a bunch of mad things.
Go on, what did he say?
He said a bunch of mad things like, how would you like it if we started saying you did this, or you did this, and you did this? And then after Apple responded with that sort of like velocity and stuff, the CIA and the FBI completely backed down. And that was that. And it just made me think, Apple has just went to the US government basically, don't try and out us like this. We can out you more than you'd ever believe. We've got every little bit of information on you. They've got every text. They have got every email. They have got everything. So who has got the real power there? Well, it's that thing of, isn't data now the most valuable thing on the planet?
Yeah, data's more valuable. It has been for a few years. Data's more valuable than oil. If you look at the fact that...
Why is no one talking about that? No. Why was that not headline news?
But I mean, if you looked in the right places, it was.
Okay.
But a lot of people were just distracted with the usual things. But so oil, because there was an oversupply issue, oil was being produced at the old rate and no one was going out. There was a massive glut of oil and not enough space to store the oil. So people, it was about a month or 6 weeks ago, oil entered negative territory price-wise on the futures markets.
So they would give you money to have it?
$35 per barrel of oil. It was trading at, they would give you that for you to store it because all the world's storage facilities were full and no one was using any oil. So the price of oil for the first time in human history went negative. The US is powerful because of the petrodollar, because oil's traded in dollars.
And now the most valuable thing is...
data.
Which is almost, I don't want to say imaginary, but...
Well, it is imaginary.
It doesn't actually
tangible.
Exist. And people are like, oh, there won't be a big change. Oh, there won't be a big social change. Oh, there won't be a big... There's going to be a massive change.
Off the back of that, yeah, you're lying to yourself if you think things aren't going to change.
Massive change. But that's my point of who's actually in charge then.
Whilst you were saying that, I've brought up the net worth of Amazon and I've got the... should we look at the market capitalization of Amazon since 2006? So 2006, it starts off at close to zero.
Oh my God.
And if you look around 2014, during the financial crisis, it starts to rocket. And if you look at coronavirus, the market capitalization of Amazon is $1,000 billion US dollars as of June the 12th. Right, it says controversy time now.
Do you know what? Is it controversy if it's a fact?
It's not a fact. I've had it proved wrong when you messaged me last night and said...
Well, I think this is legit. So this is something I've thought now for months, and I've said it to lots of people. All of them have sort of went, do you know what, Dylan? That's a really good point. You're actually really intelligent for thinking like that. Said it to Graeme. And this is the only time you've ever really looked at me and went, what are you saying?
Yeah, normally
You're
we agree.
Stupid.
We normally agree.
Yeah, you got really angry at this. And it's a fact. We have never heard Mozart, have we? Think about it. No, not really. We've heard like, oh, this is what we reckon he sounded like. We've never heard him recording him because we couldn't record him. So my theory is Mozart might have been shite.
So Dylan's opening gambit is that Mozart may have been shite. Based on the fact never heard the recording of him.
Well, yeah, based on the fact that, we know history can get a bit lost. It can get a little bit lost in translation, stuff
Fair
like
enough,
that. So you're telling me there couldn't be a couple of music notes written maybe a bit better, maybe a bit worse.
Written better? Whatever, neater? Whatever.
No, just
coloured in.
It's different stuff.
Right, so...
I don't think that sounds that stupid.
No, it sounds... I heard that and I was like...
But we've not heard Mozart.
No, I'm not disputing that. What you said sounds ridiculous. And what I did was I run it by an expert.
Okay.
Do you know who the expert was? No. My partner, Steve.
Here we go.
I wonder whose side he's going to be on. I wonder.
He's only got a master's in classical music.
But back to the point of, it's the same of, if, say, a painter, right? Say there was a painter back in the day. Oh, he's the best painter ever. Best painter you've ever seen. Go ahead, show me some of his stuff. It's all copies and that.
You're comparing...
It's not actually and he painted himself.
That's like comparing a painter and a photographer, I think. Because back in the day, there'd have been a photographer, and now they're a photographer. Back in the day, there'd have been a painter.
But there wasn't. So it could be wrong. That's just my point. It could be, he might have been crap. Carry on.
Right. Would you like to hear what...
Well, he is genuinely an expert. He's got the degree. What's he chatting?
He's got the degree, and I've got the audio here of his thoughts.
Okay.
And, Dill, it's not good for you.
Dylan, think of your top 5.
Right, okay. So he recorded this for me this morning in bed.
Oh, okay.
And I think he explains this well. And he's not being snotty about it as well.
Okay.
I told him to be, but he didn't want to be.
He sounds annoyed.
Dylan, think of your top 5 songs. Now think who wrote them. Now, if those 5 songs were played by different performers, would they still be in your top 5 or would they become shitter songs? But they were still written by the same person. So this is where classical music differs from popular, because in classical music, everyone is appreciated for the performance. The conductor, the soloist, the composer, and the orchestra are all acknowledged individually and collectively. But in popular music, only the performer is acknowledged. Sometimes that performer is a songwriter, but more often than not, they're not. So Mozart wasn't shit because he's not a performer. He's a songwriter.
Dill.
Okay.
Right, mate, go on.
We still never heard him.
It's like going, you're comparing two completely different things.
That makes sense. Just thinking on Mozart, I think he was carried off as just how cool his name was as well. My Mozart knowledge goes down. Have you seen the Simpsons episode when Bart's Mozart and he can play the piano with his ass? Could Mozart do that? Maybe.
We don't know, do we, mate? We don't know.
Because I genuinely think Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart is the coolest name in history.
It's the best.
If he was called Keith Minge, he mightn't have been as big. I think Leonardo DiCaprio, just a dead cool name. If he was called John.
If he was called Keith Minge, it would have been maybe more accurate than Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay, but no, what you found made sense.
Do you think?
Yeah, but I still stand by what I say.
I thought you would. I thought you would.
But I just find it mad that we've just never heard him.
It could have been shite.
Could have been. Could have been. Not saying he was.
Could have. Okay, so Jason Derulo has been in the news this week. Derulo! I love him.
I know you like Jason
love
Derulo.
him,
I've
mate.
got mixed opinions on Jason Derulo. I think he can be sound. Don't get me wrong. I've got nothing against him personally. But
imagine if you did.
Really does me head in on TikTok. Jason Derulo, I'm sorry, does my head in on TikTok because it's just all lies, isn't it? Every other day he does something and it's like, oh, look at this big cookie dough recipe. I'm always making it. It'll be the size of a 20-inch pizza, this deep. And he's there. And it's like, we know you don't eat like that. Look at his body. The man's shredded. And then the other day he was doing, oh, I've got 22 million followers. I'm eating 22 burgers.
Imagine having 22 burgers.
We know he's not.
I wouldn't stop pooing for about 10 days.
He done another thing the other day when he was eating sweet corn on a screwdriver and his tooth got whacked out. That was CGI. The man's a fraud. The man on TikTok, Jason Derulo on TikTok, is a fraud.
But you are acting like he's one of them people who got a certificate for eating a mixed grill in Wigan.
That's what he's
I got this and they put it on the wall because I managed not to be sick all of myself.
That's what he's like. And earlier this week, right, I had an argument with Graeme. This argument, I hate Jason Derulo on TikTok.
I love him. I've met him and he was a nice man.
You got really offended. You were
a nice man.
Stop saying stuff like that about him. He's actually he's a decent musician. And I was like, he's not a scholar. This is a man that wrote Wiggle, Wiggle, Wiggle. And you're defending him like you're defending Mozart.
You asked me to look for a Jason Derulo song, which is great. And I was like, I'll be with you in a minute. And then the best I could come out with was Swallow.
Swalla la la. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Swalla la la. The man's a genius.
He's as well as that with his TikTok. Maybe I should give this a go. Maybe you should.
What?
You know what I mean?
What? I don't.
Showing your knob off in your pants.
Everything's about knob.
No, it's not, but we've discussed this.
Back to knob.
About Derulo and his... he was doing...
What does he do? Because, funny enough, I hadn't fully noticed this until Graeme pointed it out to me, and then I was like, oh, everyone does a little bit of this, don't they?
Yeah.
Don't pull it up. We don't need to see it. You just want to see it on a big screen.
We'll full screen this in post, I'm sure. Derulo, when he did the... there's a thing now where you don't just go, oh, hi, I've got no top on. You go, oh, I've got no top on, and
there's a little bit of What do you mean?
It means you've usually firmed it up. I think a lot of them have given it a quick whack around, quick helicopter. Bit of blood in there.
Who's the noise? My nose. Get tucked down, Nadia. No.
Anything more than 90 degrees is the law in the UK. You know this, don't you? There's a law about erections in live venues. And if you have a man on... There's a law!
There's not.
What constitutes an erection legally is anything more than 90 degrees.
If you were to go, please, officer, somebody showed me their penis. And the police officer went, was it flaccid or erect?
They want to know what angle it was at?
Give me a manager. He's acting for...
They want to know what angle it was at. I might
He
have
gets
got
his protractor out. Let me have a look at this.
No, but I get 180 and 90 and 45 confused. Well, listen, 45's fine.
180.
180, mate.
Go to the doctors. Fast.
Well done. Well done. What a lot of people are doing that now. And that's just another thing to get attention on social media. Because
why? See, this what I don't like about Jason Derulo lying about these eating the burgers and lying about...
He's not lying about his knob size.
No, but he doesn't have to lie in that. He's already stupidly cool. He's already a global megastar. Why have you got to do these stupid little things? I feel
Eating
like...
the beef burgers, I don't like that. But the other
I also feel like Derulo should be well bigger than what he is. He should be massive.
as an artist.
He's generally had loads of big songs. He can dance and he's an alright singer.
He's a nice fella as well.
And he's genuinely,
alright.
he's clearly very, very nice looking. He's sound. This is from a man who used to sing his own name at the start of every song.
He doesn't like bringing that up now, apparently.
Well, why do it then?
No, I don't know why I didn't begin, but he doesn't like bringing it up.
It was cringy.
Someone interviewed him in front of me once.
And said it.
And went, Jason Derulo, and he went, oh, fuck this. And he was annoyed.
Oh!
And I thought, well, if people are doing it all the time, fine. So I went in there and they were like, Jason's really upset by that. You know what they're like at them.
Yeah.
Guys, Jason's ready for you now. And they have you up the wall, don't they? Just loads of stress. There's 98 people from the record company stood around. Have fun, guys. It was a young me, Dylan. It was a young me. How long ago was that? That was 10 years ago.
See, but what? You were 16? Wow.
Thanks for doing the math there for me. I was 16. Fresh out of school. Mate, I know we could genuinely, and people think we're chatting nonsense when we say this, but we could sit here and chat for probably like 3 hours. But we are aware of the fact that
people are listening. And
people are listening. We need to just wrap it up.
Yeah, probably.
So I would say that I've enjoyed episode number 2 of you.
I've loved episode 2. It's flew by. Time flies when you're talking about...
What have we talked about?
I don't want to know.
Mozart being shite. Peter Shilton being a soft I'll get. Should put this in the tease at the start.
There was lots of role play chat.
My fave.
Yeah.
Role play chat, not role play. And
that's next week.
A discussion about a man's giblets. And let's think about what that would mean.
Droopy.
Internal.
Droopy and internal. Not the radio.
Right.
Make sure you go and check out all the socials. Not the radio on Instagram and TikTok. Go and say hi. We will say hi back. That's a fact. See you later. Bye guys. Bye.
All the stuff that's not for broadcast. This is Not the Radio with Dylan Evans